Good evening. I didn't think you'd be here this late.
Cheerio. I'm working overtime to get more cash to buy physical silver.
Really? Well, that's the reason I wanted to talk to you. I am concerned. There are reports floating about that the supply of silver is much larger than some have supposed.
Okay. I see. So the silver shills have been out in full force. Not surprising, seeing as how they are hired to scare you away from physical silver.
That may be, I guess. But what they are saying is that silver is not really rare at all. That there is plenty of silver around, and that what we are seeing right now is just a panic based on misinformation.
Indeed. So they say. Let me ask you a question. Do you know what the silver fundamentals are?
No. What are fundamentals?
Market fundamentals are factors which, based upon the universal laws of supply and demand, ultimately determine price.
How is price set by fundamentals? I thought price was always set by markets.
That is true. But in every case where prices are set in a free market, fundamentals will ultimately determine price.
Why is that?
Because price is the point where supply and demand meet, and the particular elasticity of supply and demand in a given situation will eventually set the price.
What is elasticity?
Elasticity is a term which refers to the fact that as prices rise, supply will grow in response. And conversely, as prices rise, demand will fall.
Why will supply grow if prices rise?
Because, as prices rise, it becomes more profitable to mine silver. Because what was once an unprofitable mining operation will, with higher prices, become profitable. This in theory will increase supply and therefore drive prices down.
I see.
And conversely, as prices rise, demand will fall because alternatives become more attractive and there is less demand. But silver is unique from all other metals because it is both price and demand inelastic.
Inelastic. Why is both the supply and demand of silver inelastic?
The supply of silver is inelastic because silver is primarily mined as a byproduct of other base metals.
And how does that make the supply inelastic?
Because, even though the price of silver is rising, since it is a byproduct of the mining of other metals, unless the price of those other metals is rising, no more silver will be mined.
And why is the demand of silver inelastic?
Because the primary use of silver is for electronics. But the amount of silver used in each electronic device is so small that, even if the price of silver goes up fivefold, the amount needed is so small that it has very little effect on the final price of the device.
So, what you are saying is that silver is different than other commodities because even as the price of silver rises, because silver is not mined directly, that price rise doesn't cause more silver to be mined.
Yes.
And likewise, as the price of silver rises, because silver makes up such a small portion of every device, the demand for silver does not decrease.
Yes.
So silver is different than every other metal, because high prices for it don't cause there to be more of it mined, and also high prices for it don't cause them to use any less of it.
Correct. Silver is both supply and demand inelastic, which makes it totally unique among all precious metals.
And that will make the price of silver rise.
Yes.
And when it rises, it won't make them produce more.
Yes.
And when it rises, that won't make them use any less.
Yes.
So that means that it must rise so high that these facts are changed.
Yes.
So how much higher must the price of silver rise for these factors to change?
Much higher.
All right. Then I am going to go out and buy as much physical silver as I can afford.
Excellent. Goodbye.